Okay, so our next speaker is Rahul Sood. Rahul is CEO of Unikrn. It's a Seattle-based esports startup. Unikrn's mission is to heighten the experience of watching and participating in esports. Unikrn is venture-backed and raised a total of $10 million with investors such as Ashton Kutcher, Mark Cuban, Liz Murdoch, and many others. Unikrn signed an exclusive global partnership with one of the largest wagering companies in the world to open their doors to multiple international markets. And in October of this year, it was announced that Unikrn sold over 127 million UnikoinGold in the biggest token sale in esports and video games. Previous to Unikrn, Sood created the first incubation fund for startups at Microsoft. And eventually Microsoft consolidated their global startup activities under his leadership. In June 2013, he launched Microsoft Ventures. Previous to that, 18 years of other entrepreneurial work. So a long resume here, and we're excited to have Rahul Sood. Thank you.
How's everyone doing today? Great. I'm doing okay myself. My first run-in with security related to our crypto business. I got a call from the FBI on Friday, and I called her back and I said, "How do I know this is the FBI?" She said, "This is the FBI. Here's my name. You can go to the FBI website and look me up. Call the number on the website, and they will get a hold of me. And then you can verify it's me." I said, "Okay." So I did. I called her back. I went through the motions, went to the website, and it really was the FBI. And she insisted that she meets me that day, like within a couple hours. She would drive from Seattle to Bellevue to come see me. And I found out that there's people in our company that had been spearphished over the last few months. And there is a group, I can't get into too many specifics, but there's a group that's trying to get us. At least try and get into our crypto holdings. I have to tell you, this industry is nuts. And when you talk about security concerns, it's not just about security. There's other concerns as well, and I'll get into that in just a second. But yes, I'm Rahul. I'm the CEO of Unikrn. We're kind of Seattle-based, but not really. We started in Seattle because I live here. But we have office in Las Vegas, Sydney, Berlin, Croatia, and Seattle. And we are aiming to be the planet's best bookmaker for esports. So I don't know if you know what esports is. How many of you know what esports is? Oh, that's good to hear. Okay, because I could promise you last year or a year before, if I had asked that same question in a room like this, one person would put their hand up, and everybody else would be wondering, what the hell is this guy doing up here? So esports is basically just very large video game tournaments that happen all over the world. And it takes over stadiums everywhere. And I would encourage you to, when I'm done, Google League of Legends finals in Beijing and just get an idea of how ridiculously huge this is. These are individuals, hundreds of millions of fans out there and growing, who will go to stadiums. They'll be sold out stadiums, and they'll be there for days at a time watching games. And these are professional players that are playing the games. Professional players that get paid millions of dollars to play video games. And we are the bookmaker that puts the odds on their chances of winning those games. So we take data and we analyze that data, and we turn it into odds and content and really cool betting products that we present to our customers. So esports industry, just to give you an idea of some of the numbers, I'm just going to talk specifically on the wagering numbers. Last year there was something called skin betting that was happening. Skins are virtual items that people can buy in games. And believe it or not, people were actually betting their skins on illegal websites all around the world, which really was the underpinning of the largest underage gambling ring in the history of gambling. And the trajectory was to a point where the turnover was going to be about $7 billion until Valve came in and started to shutter some of the companies down by asking them to cease and desist. And all of this really started in Seattle. Valve is based in Bellevue. They're like the biggest, one of the biggest esports companies in the world. They have probably two of the biggest titles in esports, CSGO and Dota. Just an amazing company. And the wagering revenue alone on esports in 2016 was about 650 million, and it's projected to be nearly 12 billion in 2020. I think it's going to be higher by then. So, yes, we have a few interesting investors on our team. People like Mark Cuban and Ashton Kutcher. Mark Cuban tends to be very vocal. A couple of years ago, he contacted us and asked us to start looking at blockchain technology. He felt at the time that blockchain would be the future of commerce and could change commerce, generally speaking. And we started to look into it, and at that time, we had created something called the Unikoin. So about 2 years ago, we created the Unikoin, which is a token that allowed us to expand globally with a token that our customers can earn on the platform. So think about it this way. We're a licensed and regulated betting company that deals in markets where we're licensed and regulated to do so. But in other markets, which is like everywhere, we're not allowed to participate, our platform is not allowed to work in those markets. So we created the Unikoin so people could earn the token on our platform and participate on our platform in a gamified sort of way. It's completely free. It's not something that can be traded. It's not something that can be sold or any of that stuff, but it can be used on the platform, and it's a way for them to kind of level up, have a gamified experience, and be able to be part of the Unikrn community. We really didn't know how popular it would be, but it became super popular. To the point where we started to test out the efficacy of our sportsbook and improve it, and we started to test out new betting products. And the market just grew and grew and grew until our customers were finally asking for more uses for the Unikoin. And in the meantime, we're looking at blockchain technology and thinking, wow, it's a nightmare dealing with banks. I mean, in our business, it's crazy having to deal with multiple currencies over borders and silos, and having to deal with typical banking regulation. It's slow, it's cumbersome, the transactions aren't free, it's just hard. And so, with blockchain applied appropriately in a highly regulated business like ours, you can deal with things like KYC and AML better than any other sort of method in the past. It's much easier for us to track transactions on the public blockchain. We can tie customers who we know their wallet information onto their internal wallets on the Unikrn platform, and we can build a solid, stable, highly transparent commerce system on our platform. And we also then decided to take the Unikoin and turn it into a cryptocurrency, which is what we did. We created UnikoinGold, which is a crypto based on the Ethereum platform, and it is it's a decentralized token that can be used for betting on our platform, but also many other things. We have a card game coming. We have a way for people to exchange their skins for tokens or their virtual items for tokens. People can use them in jackpots. There's a bunch of stuff that you can do with this token. And we actually have users who bought this token. We sold 127 million last month. They love the Unikrn platform. They're using this token. It's great. Everybody is happy. When we built it, we basically, we built it with a bunch of utility in mind. I think it's important to understand the distinction between what you read, with the SEC cracking down on Plexcoin yesterday, which was clearly a scam, from the get-go, based on the founders and their history, and not to mention the fact that they promised these stupid returns to people, which you're not supposed to be doing, especially if you're an actual utility token. Doing that kind of stuff is quite dangerous. I would just say that there are different types of tokens out there, and I think you're going to see the ICO space is cooling off completely. It's cooling off because people need to be thoughtful when they come out and they come up with a token. They need to have usage. They have to have utility. The platform has to be real. These are not easy things to solve, and we solved all of this. we, as I said, we created different ways to use UnikoinGold, with our raffle system, jackpots, betting, things like that. We're now working with regulated markets to enable crypto betting legally, and we also have a skill betting platform where people can play video games against each other for money. It's kind of cool. So I've been playing games all my life. Actually, before Unikrn, before Microsoft, I started the world's first PC gaming hardware company called Voodoo PC, which sold to HP. And back then, I was big into competitive gaming. And now I'm like in my early 40s, and I still play games every day. So I'm a bit of an anomaly now. But in 10 years, you're going to see other 40-year-olds who play video games like it's nothing, like they play golf. And I think that's where this industry is going. Esports is actually going to make traditional sports less relevant over time. I can get into those numbers if anyone's interested as to why I say that. But we created a wallet. So one of our biggest challenges with the Ethereum platform, does anyone know what CryptoKitties are? Oh, wow, you all do. That's great. Okay. So, yeah, that's amazing that you all know what that is. Wow. I think today there's like 5.4 million in cats sold so far on the Ethereum network. It's bogging down the entire network. Now imagine if you're a betting company like ours and you have, like 10,000 customers who wants to come on the platform right away and they want to place micro bets on a match live. It has to be done within like microseconds. They want instant gratification. The match is going, and you're waiting for somebody to unload a bunch of cats, somewhere in Europe. And if you're building this on the blockchain, like you're in trouble. Your business is in trouble. You're basically screwed. And I think that's how you have to think about how a private blockchain works versus a public blockchain. We created a private blockchain wallet for a few reasons. One, we wanted to deal with the KYC and AML issues, which we have. We created a fully regulated platform from the ground up to sell tokens, but for a highly regulated industry like ours. And we also created a wallet system where people could take their Unikoins off of their MyEther wallet, off the public blockchain, put it on our internal blockchain, and be able to do microtransactions within fractions of a second with no gas costs. It's really cool. So it doesn't matter how many cats are out there and what's going on. What matters is that our platform has an internal blockchain, and then when they're done, they can remove those, off the blockchain and do whatever they want with them at a later date. So just to kind of go over this real quick, these are just two more slides that I have. It's just kind of the idea of what Unikrn actually is. We're kind of an intelligence engine for esports. The underpinning of our entire platform is this Unikrn.io, which takes all this esports data. It creates calendars of events. We create brackets. We do settlement. We do content. We do promotion as well, all with that data. We actually have, so Unikrn has a number of different things. We've got team ownership. We own one of the hottest CSGO teams in Germany. They're the hottest CSGO team in Germany. And believe it or not, there's like 20 teams in Germany alone. 1 in 5 people in Germany are actually esports fans. So it's actually pretty incredible. We have tournament ownership. We have this group in Las Vegas that's helping casinos set up their own esports experiences inside their lounges. And then, UnikoinGold is kind of the underpinning of all of this. UnikoinGold, we believe, is the future for esports betting, and also just for esports in general. We want to turn it into this, a widely used token within the ecosystem. And then we also kept the free Unikoin, which we call Unikoin Silver, so we can use it in places like China, Korea, places where gambling is not like legal. But they can use the silver version of the token and still game up and level up and things like that. And that's essentially the summary of what Unikrn is. I do want to touch quickly on the comment I made about traditional sports. The median age of a PGA Tour fan is 69 years old. How many of you are PGA Tour fans? All right, there you go. Okay, perfect. And the median age of a Major League Baseball fan is 54 years old, right? Now, think about that, what that means. Because every day, I knock on wood, this isn't going to happen to any of you, but every day a PGA Tour fan dies and 2 esports fans are born. So esports is growing and it's only getting bigger. My kids started playing on their iPads when they were like 2 years old, and I think you all have seen that, and they grow up, and my son taught me how to play League of Legends. They're all into this, He goes to university, his friends are all, in university playing, that sort of thing. I mean, I got 3 kids. My youngest is the guy that started on the iPad, and he's something like 13 or whatever now, and he's still playing lots of games. And I just see this happening and growing over time. And I think that the relevancy of esports is it's getting bigger, it's getting more mainstream, and we're building this brand around it. In terms of security concerns for us, in the crypto space, it is it's amazing. Like I mentioned earlier, when the FBI calls you on a Friday afternoon, you get kind of worried about this stuff. And things like hardware wallets are obviously something that we look at. But I believe that the first bank to properly embrace crypto is going to be the largest and the best bank in the world. I think it'll be interesting to see who that is, but it would be nice one day to be able to bank crypto. And I can tell you that, when people talk about cryptocurrency or Bitcoin and it's used for nefarious activities and dark web and this and that, they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, fiat is used for more nefarious activities than anything else. I don't know if you all remember the war in Iraq where they had buried US dollars in holes everywhere, and they had billions of in cash there. No one knew about this cash, but it's there. With Bitcoin, at least it's transparent, it's on an open ledger. You kind of, if you're good, you can track the transactions and see where things are going, and you can flag nefarious wallets and ban accounts and things like that, and do it in a way that's fully transparent. So that's my belief. We're on the cutting edge of esports and cryptocurrency, 2 of the wildest industries in the world, and I guess we'll see what happens in the next few years. So anyways, that's it. If anyone has any questions. Yes.
Yeah, I was just curious how you're trying to integrate with other big players in esports like Twitch, if you've been involved with them at all.
Yeah, so I think well, first of all, Twitch is amazing. We actually integrate Twitch into our platform. So the viewing window when you're watching a game, if you're watching, I don't know, Fnatic play Cloud9 or something, you're probably going to use Twitch on our platform, or YouTube, but it's mostly Twitch. And we build a layer on top of it so that it allows for live betting in the action that's happening in the game. So think of it like, you're watching the Seahawks play and you want to bet, Russell Wilson's about to fumble the ball. You can actually do that with our platform, on League of Legends. These guys are going to get the first tower, or they're going to get the first dragon. And you can do live betting in stream, and we use Twitch for that. Yep. Yes?
Do you have any statistics on people that are coming off of UnikoinGold?
We do. We're trying to just collect it. It's still fairly new right now, but we do have a decent amount of statistics. I mean, the stuff that I can share with you is, we're in 112 countries, distributed globally. Most of the people who bought the token at the token sale are customers, and they're users of the platform, which is kind of nice. As soon as we launch the crypto betting on the platform, we think it's just going to go crazy. Like we know that people are waiting for it to happen. And there's 2 different types of betting, really. One is spectator betting, where you're dealing with regulators and getting licenses and things like that. Which, by the way, sports betting is not legal in the U.S. just yet. It's only legal in Nevada if you're partnered with a casino. But we think it's going to happen in the U.S. And then the other stuff is skill betting, where you're actually playing a game and you're betting on yourself. We know that's legal in the US, and we know that our platform for skill betting is legal here, and that's also going to be a big usage for our customers. Yes?
You mentioned regarding wallets.
How much friction are you having with your customers of, for one thing, having the wallets, but then how much are you concerned from a security standpoint of them losing the wallets?
So first of all, the wallet system that we built, the user holds the key. And as you know, if you lose your key, your wallet is burned, your coins are gone, right? And that's same with us as well. So for example, if somebody comes on the Unikrn platform, opens up a wallet, the browser holds the key. And if they lose their key, we're in trouble. Like, we can't get it back for them. So we tell them that. And the reason we want that is because we don't want possession of those coins at any point in time. And in terms of friction, this whole space is full of friction. Like, try buying a cat. If you go to CryptoKitties, for example, I mean, they try and make it fun, but there's nothing really fun about it unless you're a geek, right? And you're really good at this stuff. So we've done everything we can to make it relatively easy, and we're making it easier and easier as we go. We're building tools for people who just don't get this stuff. But I'll tell you that when we started this whole thing, when we started to decide that we're going to turn Unikoin into UnikoinGold, we polled our customers and asked them, what do you know about crypto? We just asked questions, and we found out that over 35% of our customers actually have wallets and trade Bitcoin, so they know what they're doing, which is great. So we're in a perfect industry for this. But I can't say the same about everybody else. I think other industries are going to have a tough time with this. But it'll take time. I think there's lots of problems to be solved in this space. I think security is the future. Like, it's a big part of it. And the more ideas and the more tools you come up with for security and crypto, you're just going to have a really great career. So, other questions? Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.